If you wanted to be asked out, how would you want it?
How would I want to be asked out?
Yeah.
I also. How would I want to be asked out?
You don't even want to be asked out.
No. I would want to be asked out. I think I'd want my partner to just kind of be
Sorry,
like,
I'm here.
yeah, you. I get it. This is a hypothetical.
Okay.
This is our love story. This is our journey.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another weekly episode of Our Love Journey.
Hey guys, thank you guys for joining us as usual. Yeah, I'm with my co-host, my assistant.
Your assistant.
Mrs. Bob.
Excuse me.
I'm
your
joking.
assistant.
I'm joking. She's not my assistant.
Yeah. But anyway, today we're doing a Q&A. I love Q&As.
Yeah, Q&As are fun because that's how you get to know what the audience or how they're feeling, how they think, and I think it's always, we always learn a lot from these Q&As, believe it or not.
It's also actually interesting for me. I gauge what is our messaging like coming through, like are these conversations like
that's important,
hitting, or are we just
sometimes
like babbling?
you feel like you're doing something and you're not.
Before we start that, today's podcast is brought to you by MedShield Medical Scheme. MedShield has recently launched its incredible resource-filled MedShield Mom website. Get access to a wide library of health and wellness content pertaining to pregnancy, baby health, and being a healthy new mom. Expectant mothers can sign up for personalized pregnancy journeys whereby weekly correspondence is sent to you relating to the development of your unborn child. It's just another way that MedShield Medical Scheme is adding more support and value to its members across different stages. All right, do you want to head straight right into today's review? I've actually been getting reviews from YouTube because normally we get them from like Apple Podcasts, sometimes Spotify, but the last few episodes I've been getting from YouTube because the comment section is actually quite interesting. And what we do is we always premiere it, so you guys can join us for a live chat. Make sure you are subscribed in your notification gang,
so you know when that happens. It's fun. It's really, I think it's a fun way of doing it. I feel like it's like, remember when you were growing up, like 8 p.m. generations vibe, something to look forward to, and you can see it as it's happening for the first time. And I think sometimes the conversation flows into the live chat, which is beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm always part of the live chats. Brennan joins us every now and then, but I definitely am always there. Okay, so let's read a review. I'm going to keep it anonymous. She said, this is based on our previous podcast on lessons from our children. This is really an emotional and educating episode for me as I'm trying to establish a relationship with my child after years of being away from her because of money problems. I've learned that instead of me holding on to the fear of being a good mom and making up for the time I wasn't around, I should be present and create long-lasting, beautiful memories with her. I shouldn't rob us of our now, focusing on what could have been. Thank you.
Yeah,
how good is that?
That's very good, actually. That in itself is a whole topic.
It's a whole podcast.
And I think I felt that way this week because I let Nuri down like a lot. But like the only way you come back from that is to make sure that in your present, you don't do what you did in the past. And sometimes by living in that past and, I should have done this, I should have done that, you actually taking away from the current moment. So I think that's such a great lesson to pick up. I don't know how she picked it up from what we were saying because I don't think we...
But I mean, it was I think we spoke a lot about being present and listening to what your children actually need now. And you're right about saying, like, in that moment, all Nuri needed was an apology, and you apologized, and she was like, it's okay, daddy. And she moved on. But we as people, as grown-ups, we like to linger and make it an entire thing. Whereas all that's needed sometimes is just an apology and to just make the best or the most of each moment.
To turn around and do things better.
Yeah. All right, do you want to get into today's Q&A?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Are you
ready?
Can't wait.
Okay, let's start with the first one. How do you mend a friendship that went south? One of those that really matter.
To start, I'd say the fact that you feel like this friendship really matters means it's worth
fighting for.
Yeah. But again, it's got to be a two-way thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think already we've identified that the relationship really matters. Honestly, it starts by talking out. I mean, we had a conversation with a friend where we had a situation and we just rushed to keep the peace, and we both left unsatisfied. And then like a few weeks later, we got on a call and we're like, hey, look, here's the real deal, here's the truth. And we both had to bring our honesty while still validating the other person, right?
Yeah.
It's saying, friend, I'm sorry I did this, right? I'm sorry it made you feel this way. This is also my truth. Because I think sometimes we rush to apologize and then you end up invalidating yourself, and then the relationship is kind of one-sided, where the other person is satisfied but you feel like you've robbed yourself of your authenticity. Like you felt like you were really being your best in the situation, but on their side they were also really hurt. So we can't invalidate one another. So I think it's coming together in our truth, in our honesty, and in repentance, if I can say that, but also most importantly being vulnerable and saying, hey, I'm sorry I did this, this was not my intention, etc., and work through it. I think sometimes we expect that when things go wrong and we apologize, things will go back to where they were. But once there's hurt in any relationship, you never go back to where you were, you just grow from there.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
So I think talk it out and grow from there, and don't expect things to be the same, but rather work on something new, something different, or growing from that point. Listen, how do you develop a spirit of investing money as a couple?
I don't think it's a spirit.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But I mean, look, I guess everything is
babe,
spiritual.
come on.
Look, at a level, it's spiritual, but,
Yeah, but
I think fundamentally your part isn't spiritual.
I think
Your
sometimes,
part is physical.
I think sometimes
You don't think
I know
that-
money is spiritual. I know
Yes,
that,
exactly.
but I think sometimes
We
we
over-spiritualize
over-spiritualize things because
knew
we
it.
lack discipline.
I knew it.
I agree. Like some things don't need prayer, babe. Some things don't need fasting.
don't.
Some things just need some discipline.
They need
And
discipline. They need a plan.
They need a
strategy.
plan, they
Bumi's
need
favorite words. These are
strategy, yes, So no, we don't have a spirit of investing. I don't think anybody has a spirit of investing. But you just learn, you educate yourself. We always talk about educating yourself. Get some books, go on some YouTube channels, learn about investing, and just save your money and invest your money, instead of spending, put it away. There's a rule that says always pay yourself first. What that simply means is that as soon as your money comes in, and you know that you don't have discipline, and let's say you plan on investing 10%, as soon as it clocks in, make sure that there's like a debit order, like it gets taken away automatically, so that even if you wanted to buy whatever with it, it's already gone. So it's just the discipline. Atomic Habits teaches on how you can make like habits work for you. So I think let's work on that.
Yeah, look, I agree. It's simple things, man. I just think understand your relationship with money, how you approach it, and what your fundamentally what your issues are. Because we all have a vice.
We do.
I know Bumi's one, and
What's mine?
bags.
Bags.
Girl loves a good bag.
But no, be fair, babe. Do I buy more than I spend, more than I save?
No.
I will never,
Not
ever.
anymore.
Never. I've never, guys. I best believe if I'm buying something, I've saved first. I will never ever buy before
True,
saving.
that's true.
So the reason why I believe in saving first is because whatever left over, I know for a fact that I afford it because
But
it's
so
left
would
over.
you say that you don't make any bad financial decisions?
No, I do make bad financial decisions,
But
but
you give yourself enough cushion to do that.
I give myself enough cushions to do that. I mean, I could say I overinvest. So, for example, if there's a project, I might not think about it long enough and do the calculations. I'll quickly throw in the money, and I've lost a lot of money. But because I have lost a lot of money,
Us quite a lot,
I have
actually.
cost a lot of
Like,
money, but
you're
I've also
smart busy.
made us a lot of
No, you're smart
Trust
busy.
me.
You're smart busy.
Babe. I mean, I've cost us a lot of money, but I've also made us a lot of money.
so you
A high risk, high return.
high risk, high return.
Yeah, so and also in doing so, there's always been a cushion. Like I won't flash our money and then we can't even buy bread. Like there's always gonna be savings. So.
Yeah, but I'd say, look, the best part, the thing is this, and this is something I learned because I'm reading a book about finances. So you guys came at the right time, actually. Good question. But
Psychology of
essentially,
money, that's what he's reading.
yeah, essentially what you want to you need to understand that there's certain parts of money that you can control, and that is saving.
Yeah.
And so saving is your best friend. Like, if you can't save, like, don't even think about investing, because
There we go. We actually should have started there.
saving is really the part that you can control. Investing is based on other people.
Yeah.
Like, it's not based on you. You're not deciding how much money that money makes, right? It's really, it's based on whatever the stock market is doing, or whatever the bank interest rate is, or whatever, all these other things that are playing factor. But when you save money, you decide that this is my money. So again, just like, if you want to be good with money, it's really a simple equation. No, like, it's income versus expense.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the money game. It's income and expense. So if your income is here, put your expenses here.
Yeah.
And then you'll have this money here, right?
save
And
and
if you want this money here, then you put your expenses here,
Yeah.
which is essentially that's money 101. So I don't think you need the Holy Spirit to tell you that you're spending more than you're making. No. I think, like, you know, and this is, guys, this is real talk.
It is real.
When Mpumi met me, I was living in a back room, like someone's house,
Yep.
that I was staying at the back of this person's house. And there was, like, literally, they just built like 3 little shacks. Not shacks.
No, it was not.
But it was just a room.
It was decent.
It was similar to what we're in right now, but it was a house,
Yeah.
right? And it was just like a small square-shaped place, and that's what I could afford.
Yeah.
And living in that place for good, being Brendan Praise. Don't get it twisted. I was already Brendan Praise.
After Idols and
This
all.
is not like in the struggle days. No, this is when, like, I had followers on Instagram. I was posting. I was out here. So, but I was staying in that because that's what I afforded, and that's what allowed me.
And you could take me out on a date.
And I could, and I mean, for the most part, I was affluent. Not affluent.
Affluent.
Affluent is a bit extreme. I wasn't affluent. I was afloat.
Afloat. Yeah,
That's the word.
You were
Woo!
afloat.
These are 2 different worlds,
Yeah,
but I
you were
was afloat.
afloat. Yeah.
And the reason was, my car I bought cash.
Yeah.
And then and I was just paying like really low, so I didn't have to make that much. So that is the story of it. Like, if it means downscale.
Downscale. We believe in that.
There's
100%.
honestly nothing wrong with downscaling.
Yeah.
So yeah, just make sure that you're making more than you're spending, and then you should be fine.
That just summarizes it so beautifully. Okay, this guy has really been nice to me. He seems to like me, but he hasn't asked me out. What do I do? What do I do, Brendan?
He hasn't asked you out. So
Maybe akafuni.
Maybe agafuni.
Maybe he's shy.
Maybe he's shy. Maybe you should make the first move. I'm never opposed to that.
You know how
This
I
is
feel about
2022.
that. But you know how I feel about that.
This is 2022. If you wanna ask the man's out, you get your man's, girl.
You know what's my problem with that? Because when he starts acting dingy, he's going to be like, yeah, but you the one who asked me out.
Yeah, but it can go the other way around. It can be the same if you start acting dingy and then
But
you be like,
do
but
we
you're the one that asked
do
me
we
out."
not believe that a man is a chaser? Like a man wants something to chase, or is that old stuff, old vibes?
Look, I think it's really how you want to define a chaser. That's why I'm saying it's 2022. Chasing does not look the same.
Okay, how does chasing look
It's
if the
like-
chase... Imagine this. We put the man as the lion, and then we put the girl as the at the back, right? The lion wants to chase the back, and that's what excites him. But now we're saying this chasing back must now go to lion.
Okay. Let me put this in basketball terms. Maybe you'll understand. If
Okay.
anyone watches basketball, so basketball is a big man sport, right?
Okay.
Average height will maybe be 2 meters for a basketball player. Your greatest players are like 2 meters 06.
Okay.
2 meters 10, right?
Okay.
Then there's Steph Curry, right? One of the greatest, coming in at like a 1'9".
Yes.
So significantly shorter than the thing. He's still an assassin, though. He's still killing people.
but babe, how
still a
does this
hunter.
work with-
So what I'm saying is that he doesn't use the same tools that other hunters use.
So-
So being
What
a
are his
hunter
tools?
is not saying like, oh, a guy's gonna pick you up, give you like a line, like a sweet thing. I was watching that Cameron Diaz with Tom Cruise movie. So he's gonna give you this epic, dreamy line, right? No, maybe this guy's game is that he's consistent and he
Consistent at
respects
what?
you, and he does not want to sort of impose.
My problem is that, girl, your whole life you're gonna be the one initiating.
No.
Okay.
He's initiating in other ways.
How? You sound like
what,
you
what
are
did,
there.
what did she say there in the question?
This guy has been really nice to me.
Exactly. He's initiating niceness.
Okay.
So I just think, look, I if you feel,
Okay, if you wanted to be asked out, how would you want it?
how would I want to be asked out?
Yeah.
I also, how would I want to be asked
See,
out?
you don't even want to be asked out.
No. I would want to be asked out. I think I'd want my partner to just kind of be
Sorry.
like,
I'm here.
yeah, you. I get it. This is a hypothetical.
Okay.
So I'd want you to be like,
you.
this is not us, right? We're dating. I'm being nice to you, ne?
Yes.
And you notice that I'm being nice to you. So I'm being Steph Curry. I'm doing like, I'm not
Okay.
dunking on guys. I'm not like going like bravado vibes.
Okay.
No. But like I'm being nice to you. I'm treating you like this princess, this knotless braid princess that you are, right? Yeah, look at that smile. I still got it. Knotless braid princess. So I'm treating you like the knotless braid princess. That's a beautiful line. Yeah? Black empowerment. All right.
Okay.
So I'm treating you nicely.
Yes.
And I'm doing all these things. I would like for you to then say, you know what, Brendan? I love what we have going on.
You being nice. What's going on?
No. I love that we get to spend time together. And
She didn't say that. She said
listen.
he's being nice.
Yes, or
Okay.
he can't be nice if they're not hanging out. They're
Maybe
obviously hanging out.
like at school or
Yeah,
at church,
whatever. Okay, I enjoy our encounters.
Yes.
and I think that like I like the way you make me feel, and I would just like to know if this is something more than it is. That's a beautiful way of asking it. It's not overstepping, but it's still kind of showing that it's not just you. Because the hardest thing as a guy, and this is hard, guys, like it's really hard, is you never really know if you're in the game or not. Like, you never know
But
because
that's
people
part of being a
play
man.
games.
I think men don't want to be men anymore. Like, I don't
What?
understand.
So, excuse me?
like guys just want the title of I'm a guy, but they don't want to do what guys do.
This is shocking. What do guys do?
I don't know,
We
actually.
mow the lawn. what do we
Actually,
do?
no, it's
Eh?
fine.
No.
Listen to Brendan.
Go deeper.
No, I'm not going deeper, Papa. Listen to Brendan. Take Brendan's advice because I'm
saying-
old school about it.
I'm saying that I think the old school way is toxic. I
Okay.
think
That's fair.
we paint, and it's the same with women. It's like saying, women don't cook anymore.
No,
or-
babe, you can't put those two in the same sentence.
What?
Ukushala nokupheka.
No. Mowing the lawn and cooking.
Okay.
Like the idea of a man. I can you said a man is a hunter. So which means a woman knits cardigans. You know what I mean? Can you knit a cardigan? And so all I'm saying is that I think there was a time where that was the reality for a lot of people.
So
And
I
right
love Jenny,
now,
we believe in women shooting their shot.
no, I didn't say shoot your shot, but say you see the wording, the wording that
so
you
in
use.
I love Jenny, we believe a woman can make a move.
Make a move,
Okay.
yes.
So
I
you're
mean,
allowed. So make a move. It doesn't necessarily mean ask him out. But
essentially, she's trying to say she doesn't know where they
where
are.
she stands.
She doesn't know
Okay.
where she stands.
So she can ask him.
she
You
can
don't- you
ask,
won't run
where
for
do
it.
we stand?
Yeah, where do we stand? I think that's a
Yeah.
better way. Ask him, hey, look, I realized we vibing. I'm not sure. Where do we stand? That's
Yeah,
it.
because the thing is, Utola Uti, like, they're vibing and he's really a nice guy, but maybe he's like in a relationship.
Yeah.
And she doesn't
Because
know
you
that.
I don't know who was telling me that. There's a guy, I can't remember who I was talking to. They were like, I'm such a nice guy, but women always mistaken me for being flirty, and I'm just a nice guy.
Yeah, but there's no such thing.
Don't know. I'm in a situation where I'm in a situation we are married. We're married couple for 5 years, and we still don't know how to communicate.
Married couple for 5 years.
Yeah. I don't think you ever.
Communication
Do you think
takes
you
time.
get to a point where you like we've got this communication on lockdown?
I don't think so.
Because we keep changing as people.
And you need to communicate that change.
You need to communicate that change. So since you're not on your own, we are all like
It's a journey.
we're all in this communication battle. Like
Life, it's a journey.
That's why couples stay in therapy forever. Like you'll hear of a couple who's like married 20 years and like, yeah, we've been doing therapy for like 17 years. It's because we're just changing as people and we need to learn to adapt. So
We do.
I don't think there's anything wrong with you. It's good that you're noticing. Now you can do something about it.
Yeah. I do think that you can get better at it.
You can get way
You
better.
can for sure get
Yeah.
better at it, but I don't think you ever really completely just like like we are just the best at communicating.
Yeah, that would mean we've stopped growing.
Yeah.
We've stopped living. So don't fret too much, but rather, now that you've noticed it, I think work on it, find ways and methods that work for you
Yeah.
as a couple. Okay. 8 days dating, no engagement, and the man is not open to looking for a job and he makes little money.
8 days or 8 years?
Oh, sorry. 8 years of dating, no engagement. Man is not open to looking for a job and makes little money. For me, before I even get to him, it already seems like he's a deal breaker to you. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it sounds like you're not happy with what you got.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, look,
Marriage will
you
only make
still
it
have an
worse.
out.
Yeah, you really take
Like
the out.
no one is forcing you.
I think take the out.
Yeah, like you can't go into marriage with that vibe.
No.
That's not the spirit that you go into. You go in with a
Yeah.
hopeful spirit.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, like, when we were dating or engaged, maybe we were different, but I mean, you weren't making a lot of money, but I was not concerned about that because I guess at the back of my head, I knew that we're starting out. You're gonna grow. You're gonna.
But also,
make
I had
some
high
money.
potential. You can't compare me. Like
I guess
I
yeah,
had
because
high-
he doesn't want to look for another job.
I
So that's
I
different.
wasn't poor. I was broke.
You weren't poor, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but now that you mentioned that he doesn't want to look for a new job, and so maybe you're looking for someone who is driven, who
Yeah.
wants more out of life, who and maybe he's
And
not
maybe
that
that's not the
person,
guy.
and that's okay. It's okay, guys, for people to not want more. You just have to choose the people who do want
Here's
more.
what it reminds me of.
What?
Insecure.
Yeah. Oh.
What's his name?
Issa and
What's Issa's boyfriend's name?
forgot. I loved him so much.
I'm gonna Google it.
Okay.
I can't not know this, guys. But like, essentially, it's the same. When the show starts off, he is literally just on the couch, hey, and Issa wants him to be something, and she
Yeah.
feels like he's not. You guys should watch Insecure if you haven't.
Yeah.
But if you're a deep Mzala, Lawrence.
Issa and Lawrence.
If you're a deep Mzalwane, I don't
Yeah,
know if
don't
it's
watch
the
it.
one for you. But like essentially it's that thing. And it's like sometimes people are stuck
Yeah.
and they're in a slump.
Yeah. Like he was.
And he was in a slump.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of guys will go through a slump, especially Tolaguti, maybe he wants to start his own business. He's working on, like he wants to do his own thing. And so for him, it feels like taking a job is going backwards, right?
That's
So,
true.
and it's the same thing with, like you have these goals and ideas of what you want to become. And sometimes your options aren't ideal.
Yeah.
And you get into a slump where you can't move forward, but you like moving forward feels like you're moving backwards. And so there is that thing. But like I said, for me, if you can't see potential, that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying, Guti, when I met you, Mpumi was making zero. Like
No, I was not making zero.
like your salary was zero. You were
No.
you were doing things like you were taking like gigs, like promotion.
Yes, they were paying me.
Yeah, like you
Please acknowledge my 300 rand.
No, I'm saying you were
Even if I
getting
was getting
paid.
300 rand.
But I'm saying there was no pay slip.
Yeah, I had no pay slip.
You understand? Like
Yeah.
there's no I'm gonna bring this much.
Yeah.
There's no I have this much.
Yeah.
It's just I'll see what next month has to offer me.
Kazamazama.
That's Zamazama. So, but the thing is this, is even in her Zamazaming, I could see high potential.
Yeah.
She had high potential.
Yeah.
And I saw that she would do anything.
Yeah.
And she was willing to, and she had a goal and she had plans. And it was just like, you can just tell when certain people are going to be successful. Like, yes, they don't have it
stick
going
this
on
through.
now. Yeah, but you can see they've got the makings,
Yeah.
the ingredients of
Yeah.
someone.
But I think for people like that, you and I think we downplay it, that being with someone who's got big goals, audacious goals, it takes a lot. Like you need to
It's
be a
not
patient
easy.
person. You need to be a person who can see what's on the other side. And you need to be a person who can be hopeful when nothing is happening, because the reality is that there are those times where absolutely nothing is happening. And if you're feeling frustrated in dating phase, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
think
it's
about
it's
it.
the same thing. Like when we talk about high risk, high return, it sounds cool. It's a cool thing, but it's not nice to live in that.
Yeah, you sit in the frustration.
Like a
of
person
that.
is turning down good money because they have different goals or
Yeah.
visions, and it's like, but like this can help our
Yeah.
family right
Yeah.
now. So you have to
You have to believe in the person.
You have to believe in your
in
person,
the person,
man.
yeah. So if you don't believe in the person, I don't see it working, and especially because you're still dating, if you can't take all of this into consideration, take your
Puma
take it,
pants.
take your
Yeah,
out,
dodge,
man.
dodge.
How to remain motivated when you're starting with nothing as a career? I think it ties in with what we were just speaking about, guys. Guti, we both in the creative space. When you start out, the reality for most people is that you have nothing. And I don't know if Ngizotini nje. Go for it.
I think, look, you have to see it. Like you
Yeah.
have to have an idea
Yeah.
of what it looks like. That's what keeps you in the game.
You know what my issue is with I guess the space we're in, where it's TikTok and it's easy to make it as a creative, is that that's not necessarily the real thing. And then everybody just starts their careers or their creative careers focusing on numbers and focusing on the money. And I just finished Cicely Tyson's book, and Viola Davis. And these people didn't make money from the get-go. When Viola was putting up her hand to become an actress, they said, well, do you realize that you could go to auditions for 6 weeks every day and not get a job? Do you still want to be an actress? And she put up her hand and she says, yes, I want to be an actress. Because the creative space is really, really hard. There's a lot of people who are talented. And if money and numbers is always the first thing we're thinking about, then I kind of have an issue. I kind of have an issue with that. But I also get where you're coming from, because you do
Yeah.
need that sustainability. But the greatest creatives were not thinking of that. They were about the art. They were about being a creative.
100%.
Like, I just want to create.
And that's like I always make this analogy, and there's a movie called Chef, right, with Bradley
Yeah, you
Cooper.
do.
And Bradley Cooper, there's this young aspiring chef, right? Bradley Cooper in the movie is a Michelin star chef. Like in the chef world, that's like the Grammy Awards of it, right? So he asks this girl who's an aspiring chef, and he says, do you want to work for me? And she says, yes. And he says, how much do you want to work for me? She says, I want to work for you a lot. And then he says, would you pay me to work for me? And that is the truth of pursuing
creative.
any goal.
Yeah.
And if you think that we have not spent more money into our creative work, like put in more than we receive,
Yeah.
then you'll be mistaken. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the things that truly speak to our passion,
Yeah. We don't make money.
we don't
from
make
them.
money from that stuff.
Yeah.
We're not making money from this podcast.
Yeah.
Like it's a time, and we take time off
Yeah.
to do it, and it's like it's a passion of ours.
Yeah.
We set up multiple cameras. We got these SM7Bs. We're recording it as professionally as we can. We go all out
Yeah.
for something that is a passion that we believe in.
Yeah.
And that's the nature of
Being a creative.
of being a creative and chasing a passion and really being motivated. It's what are you getting out? Is it fulfilling you?
Yeah.
Is there something in you that you have to get out? And that goes with creating. So whether we get 5,000 views for this podcast, or we get 50,000 or 100,000, which sometimes
50.
we do,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't stop the fact that we'll
Fulfillment
do it.
comes from the doing.
Yeah, because you're unleashing something that's within you. And that's essentially what art and creativeness or creativity is.
Yeah.
It's being a channel
Yeah.
and allowing God to use you to channel through whatever he wants to get to people. Yeah.
And look, money is important, and being a business person is important. But I think in this instance, I want to speak to the art of things. That if you want to go into the creative space because you want to be rich, or because it looks like it's easy to make money, then you're in the wrong space. It's one of the hardest spaces, and not everybody breaks in immediately. I mean, you don't make money for the longest time. You just pour and pour and pour. And
Yes.
yeah. So
But when the money comes,
when the money comes, go
My
be
God.
nice. One of our favorite things, of my favorite things to do now, is to read biographies of people who've done incredible work, because you realize that this journey is not easy, man. You can't expect it to be easy if you want to be amongst the great. So, yeah. Should married people be friends with people that aren't married? Oh, I mean, I have a friend from gym who's not married. She's a single girl, slightly older than me. but I think it's important to categorize relationships. And I spoke about this in my video where I was speaking about being a minimalist and value. Is that you can't chase people away because they don't have a ring on their finger.
No,
It's
of course
just
not.
understanding where they fit into your life. Do you ask them for advice on your marriage? No, don't do that. Speak to them and I guess relate on whatever brought you guys together.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Marriage is different to every couple. Can you talk about an open marriage? What do you think of an open marriage? Have we ever talked about
I don't
it?
think about it.
Have we ever spoken about it?
You asked me what I think about it. I said I don't think about it.
Have we ever spoken about it?
No. Listen, I'm not God. I am not judging anyone
Hey,
or
this is not
anything.
about judgment.
The Bible says your figures Louis figures city. No, Cornella. Yo, so the Bible doesn't say that, by the way, not in those words,
Yeah.
but similar. So look, I don't know that concept. I have not done research into it. All I know is that it's not what God planned for me or
Okay.
my life.
Okay.
So, yeah, look, if I'm speaking to what I believe in, I like the idea of monogamy, but then again, it's hard. It's not easy. I'm not going to downplay it. So I can understand why other people might not feel like that's their route to happiness, right? And I don't know what revelation they've had
Okay.
on their lives. And again, it's for me, it's not for me. Like I'm not, it doesn't matter what I think, essentially is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I don't think you look at people and say, this person doesn't know what they're doing. Like I think you kind of look at people and say, I don't think I understand what they're doing.
Okay, I think people, and this is my observation. It's maybe let me not say observation. This is my thinking. Let me say my thinking. I haven't observed. It's my thinking. I think someone would consider an open marriage to get the easy way out, because monogamy is hard. You have to face this person, and you've decided you're committing to this one person, even if they rub you the wrong way, and in all aspects, right? And saying, actually, let's just date other people is saying, let's not deal with our problems. Let's go be with other people so that when we come back, like our problems are minimized. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
You know, it's like I want to almost
It's
give
very
a
valid. What you're saying is valid.
I want to give I'm trying to think of another practical example that could help. But essentially, you can't leave your main issue to go deal with other things and then pretend like you don't have this issue. And I feel like that's what it's like being in an open marriage. Like you've got this thing sitting here. You don't want to let go of it. You because that's too hard. So you want to take the easy way out. So you know what? Let me go satisfy myself over there, whether sexually, financially, whatever. And then I'll come back to this thing that I once committed to.
Yeah. So
That's
there's
just
that.
my thinking.
But and then some people will then say the easier way out would just to then just like let's just call it quits, right?
Well, I mean, if you're involving other people in your marriage, what are we doing?
Again, but that's what I'm saying.
Unless it was decided on in the beginning, it's okay, we are polygamous. But if it's in the middle, Jay, because life has gotten hard, all of a sudden we are open marriage.
It's tricky in that I guess there could be a number of reasons why it would make sense. Maybe business wise. Maybe sometimes people married in community of property and the marriage isn't working. And no, I'm being practical. Like, I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm just giving you. I'm giving you scenarios
like
where it's an arrangement.
Yeah.
It's really becoming. It becomes an arrangement where we both get to keep our assets and our wealth, and we both get to live a life. And like it's like. Yeah, like we're together, but we're not together.
I'm so Christian for that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm also too Christian for that.
I just feel like God would just like take away all my blessings because it's like
I feel like
Aibo, are you in or are you out?
Exactly, but I feel like again, I think it loses a lot of its value because I think the premise of marriage is that like I think the idea of sacrificing for one person
There we go.
your entire life. I think it's a beautiful idea, but I also understand how the world has evolved and people change and it's even back in the day, to be honest, like in the Bible days, they used to have concubines.
Yeah, they did. It's not
that's
a new thing.
That's an open marriage.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a new thing.
Understand?
We're not going to pretend like it's
so that's why I'm saying,
2022
Gucci,
thing.
like in the Bible times, well, I don't know if it was like frowned upon, but it seems like it was
frowned
quite,
upon if it was a woman.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm saying, Guti, like, it's very easy for us now, knowing what we know, to say this is right and this is wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm also saying, Guti, like, sometimes there are things that are beyond our understanding,
Yeah.
situations that people find themselves in.
Yeah.
And I was looking the other day, Tiger Woods is a billionaire now, right?
I
As an
saw.
athlete. And what held him back is obviously his divorce.
Really?
Well, you know, when you divorce, you lose half your money.
Yeah.
So LeBron literally became a billionaire before Tiger Woods, and Tiger Woods was on course to make it. So
If had he not divorced,
had he
would
not
have-
divorced, he would have been richer. You know,
Yeah.
same
But
thing with Jeff
imagine
Bezos.
But imagine having stayed with a Tiger Woods.
Look, I don't know. Again, mina angithandi ukudlala uNkulunkulu. It's not my role. I'm not a good actor. And yeah, at the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, man, like I said, I can't wait to get to heaven because I know I'm gonna see a lot of you guys. I'm gonna see people that I didn't expect to see. People that were doing like weird things in the world. Like like we were just like side eyeing.
Like, you don't make it.
Because I know at the end of the day, for me, it's like, where's your heart and what is influencing your decisions and what is your upbringing and all these things that matter. Like, we can't act like those things don't matter. We
Yeah.
can't act like...
The thing is, and I think we always say it on this podcast, things are not black and white. Like, we can sit here and give our opinions and give our thoughts and all of that. But at the end of the day, people don't just make decisions. Like, it comes from somewhere. It comes from deep down. And that's why we like even talking about mental health and upbringings. Because
everything is connected.
Everything's really, really connected. But... to sum it up, my opinion, I don't believe in an open marriage. I think it's like looking for an easy alternative. But like we said, we don't give opinions. We like having conversations. Even us, when we see these questions for the first time, it's not like we pre-plan and say, they are wrong.
Yeah.
We
And
are
I
telling
never
them
look at these
this.
questions before.
And neither do I.
But if you want to know what I believe, I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
But like I said, that wasn't the question. The question was, what do I think about it?
Let me
It wa-
see.
wasn't
Or
it-
they said, can you talk about it? Which I think
which I did.
We just
So,
spoke
but
about.
I don't personally believe in it.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking of Viola Davis's book, and she took the criticism on her role as Michelle Obama quite hard. I won't say hard, but I mean, she spoke about that.
In the
it's not
book?
nice. No, not in the
Oh.
book. She spoke about it, and as I'm reading her book, I understand why she portrayed that role like that, and I understand why she portrays every role the way she does. I mean, she has a scene in the movie Fences where she's crying.
And
That's
she's got
not
snot, yeah.
running down her face because that's real life,
That's how
and
people-
she taps into her upbringing because as a child she had so much violence, abuse, and everything going on, and she was never allowed to express it. And the reason why she wanted to be an actor is so that she could snap out of her world. And being an actor, you can say what you want to say, and she
Yeah.
got to do that. So with her, every role she takes on, she gets to unleash or become like a part of her that she could never express. And that's why there's so much emotion in everything
her
she
work.
does. All this to say is that people make decisions or people act a certain way based on the information they've had, how they've grown up, the environments they were around. Yes, healing takes place and all of that, but ultimately we can't stand. That's why we don't believe in gossip. You can't stand and just say yeah. You don't know why people make the decisions they make.
There's a lot
You know?
that goes into
There's
it.
a lot that goes into it. But yeah, that's all we have time for. We hope you enjoyed this Q&A. And thank you once again to Made Shield for sponsoring this podcast. Don't forget to visit their website and check out Made Shield Mom for any tips on parenting, pregnancy, and raising your little ones. From us, Bumila Daba and Brendan Praise. Bye-bye.
Story. This is our journey.